Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Building You podcast. My name is Aza. I am your host. If you're new here, welcome. This is the Building You podcast, where we talk about everything that helps you build you. If you're coming back, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here. It's May. This year is flying by so fast, and I'm so thankful to be experiencing it with you. Today, we're talking about how to get unstuck, how to identify that you're feeling stuck, and the steps that I take when I'm feeling stuck. I think a lot of us have these periods in our life where we don't really know where to go from here, where we might feel like we are in the wrong place, or we feel uninspired, or everything just feels meh. And so today we're going to talk about 4 steps that I take when I'm feeling this way that'll get us out of this rut. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, feeling stuck. The word stuck is so heavy because it makes it seem like you're going to be there forever. I actually like to look at it from a different perspective. When I'm feeling stuck, I see it as an opportunity, sometimes more than others. Sometimes when I'm stuck, I feel really frustrated, but for the most part, I like to shift it and see it as an opportunity, because when I'm stuck, that means that something is about to come, or this isn't working for me, and I can do what I will with that information. I've felt stuck at multiple points in my life, both because of external pressure, sometimes because of internal pressure. An example of an external pressure was like when film went on strike and my work opportunities were taken away, and I was left in this position like, what now? I didn't choose this. But at the same time, I built off of that, and now I'm living a life that I never even thought of back then. I didn't even think that this was possible for me. And I think that that's just an example that being stuck, whether it is you who put yourself in that position or something else that put you in that position, it gives you an opportunity to branch out and to challenge yourself and to grow and to create something even better. It might take time. It might be a really frustrating process, but you can turn it around for yourself and you can make something even better than you could have ever imagined. So here's what I want you to do in these moments where you're feeling stuck. Maybe you're unhappy with your job, or you're in a relationship and you're not quite sure what to do. Maybe you're just feeling uninspired and just like everything feels a little bit boring and you don't know where to shift. Being stuck can come from a big thing, financial pressures, career changes. It can also be smaller, like just feeling bored. But both situations can be solved with the same steps. So let's get into it. Step number 1, accept that you're stuck. On almost all of my podcasts, the first step to anything is just accepting your reality. And I am such a firm believer that that is the most important step in anything. Accepting where you are. Accepting your reality. If you are feeling off, if you're feeling like you're in a rut, but you're like, no, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm not in a rut, and you just keep denying it, you're just pushing that problem down even further. You're just suppressing it, and it's going to bubble up later. It's best to sit there and really talk to yourself and think and reflect on yourself and think, like, is the situation that I'm in right now the best for me? Is it working for me? Is something off? You don't need to know what's off yet. You just need to accept that you're not feeling the greatest. That maybe the position that you're in at work, or the way that you're behaving in your family system, or anything, it just is not working for you and you're feeling stuck. You're going to hear the word stuck a lot in this episode. I'm trying to find synonyms and they're just not coming to mind. So we're just going to go with stuck. Accepting where you are is the most important part, because you can't build anything off of it. I'm reluctant to use the same metaphor again and again, but I will. How can you plan your road trip without knowing your location, right? Recurring listeners are going to know this metaphor well. How can I get to my destination without knowing where I am? I need to know where I am. I need to know that I'm stuck. I need to put myself in this position of self-reflection so that I can really audit myself and I can really observe the things around me that might be putting me in this position. Maybe it's myself, maybe it's a person in my life, maybe it's my job, and so forth. Once you've built that understanding of yourself, almost like a base, then you can really start to detail your plan from there. So now I've completed step 1. I've accepted that I'm stuck. I've accepted that I'm in a rut. Maybe I'm feeling uninspired. Now what? Now is a perfect opportunity to switch up my routine. So that's step 2. Switching up your routine might seem controversial, especially in this day and age where you go on social media and you see everyone say consistency, 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 dedication, do it anyways. I agree with that to a certain extent, but I myself know that if I do the same thing for too long, I'm going to get bored. And if I don't accept that it's because I'm in the same routine, I'm going to think that something's wrong with me. And so I like to keep things fresh for myself. I like to switch things up. And especially when I'm feeling stuck, I will switch things up. I will go to a different coffee shop. I will take a different route to work. I will switch up my training split. I'll move my workout days around. I will start wearing a different pair of shoes than I normally do. It can be super simple, but it matters. It changes things a lot. We're creatures of routine, but at a certain point, that routine can become suffocating. And if we're feeling stuck and uninspired and just bored, then changing these little things up can really help. When I was a teenager, my go-to was to rearrange my entire room at like 2 a.m. when I get a burst of energy. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like it's midnight and I'm like, I actually think that I would be happier if my bed was over there. And so I would do it. And you know what? Just the simple burst of joy that you get from switching up your space, maybe getting some new throw pillows for your couch or just moving things around a little bit, it can be so rewarding and it can make you feel like things are changing, things are moving forward, that there's space for change. And I think that that's a really great symbolism, even if it's just little. Switching up your routine could be a big thing. It could be switching up your work days, your work hours. It could be dropping clients. It could be picking up new clients depending on your line of work. You know, these steps are always applicable to everybody, but the extent that they're implemented in your life is a personal measure, right? Like for some people, they might just need to get their hair cut. And for some people, they might need to move cities. And it just depends on you and where you are and what the root of your stuckness is. The haircut one was always a good one for me. When I was feeling bored, I would just cut my hair or color my hair or something. I got a tattoo yesterday. That feels great. You know, just little things to switch up and feel excited about something new. I find with my training specifically, I tend to get bored. I know that a lot of people find really great results when they stick to the same exercises for 8 to 12 weeks. I find I get bored and I start to push myself less in my sessions because I'm just over it. And I know that that's how my brain works. So I switch it up. Like every couple weeks, I move the days around, or I'll keep the days the same, but I'll switch out the exercises just to keep myself on my toes. It's so beneficial. Try switching up your routine. There's a kid screaming outside of my car right now. He's not having a good day. Step number 3 is going to be to observe and seek inspiration. So now that you're in this position where you've accepted that you're feeling stuck and you're maybe switching up your routine a little bit, adding some things, leaving some things behind, now you can really open up your eyes and observe and absorb your environment and seek inspiration, right? I know a lot of times I feel really uninspired when it comes to my content, and I feel like I've worked my way into a corner and I have to keep posting the same things. And so when I feel that way, I'll go on my social media and I'll just sit there and observe and I'll study what other people are doing and I'll seek inspiration. And sometimes if that feels overwhelming, I'll go outside and I'll touch grass and I will just watch people living their life and I'll seek inspiration from that. I think that a lot of times because we are stuck in the same routines and doing the same things over and over and over again, it can feel really dampening and we feel like we have to do the same things over and over again. But we can switch it up. We can open our eyes and open our hearts and open our brains and really start to absorb what's happening around us and work that into our work or work that into our whatever we're creating. And even if it's not in a work sense, even if it's just in a personal sense, just to absorb what's happening around you and see how other people are living their lives can be so refreshing. I know sometimes when I feel like I'm drifting or I feel super uninspired and stuck, I tend to get stressed and I start to internalize it and be really hard on myself. Like, why am I feeling this way? Why does everyone else seem to be doing okay and I'm not doing okay? Which in and of itself is really silly because we don't get to see what other people are living through and, you know, they might be going through the same things as I am or worse, right? But sometimes I'll step into a community space. There's a pretty good community space near my place, and when it's sunny outside, everyone just goes and sits in the courtyard of this mall. And sometimes I'll just go there when I'm feeling like, everything just feels so heavy and also nothing at the same time. And I'll go to this mall and I'll just see people sitting in the sun and they're just sipping their coffee or playing with their kids or staring at the water fountain. And then I sit there and I'm like, wow, life isn't actually that heavy. I have space, I have time, I'm okay, right? And when you're in this position where you've accepted where you are and you can just observe, you get to see so much more. You get to absorb so much more and really take in what's happening around you. Because sometimes we get so caught up in our own system and what's happening and how stressed we feel and the deadlines that we have to meet. Sometimes we just need to take a step out of ourselves and out of our own dynamic and just observe and just see what's happening around us, because there's so much happening in this world, even within a 1 block radius. That kid was having a hard time with his emotions. I'm looking over and these leaves are rustling. They just cut down this tree that I usually park in front of. They pruned all the branches off and it was really ugly, but the leaves are growing back and they're rustling in the wind. And I look to the left into the gym and I can see other trainers working with their clients and they're having a good time and they're pushing themselves and they're growing. And then I look across the driveway and there's an elderly couple having a conversation. I don't know what they're having a conversation about, but there's so many things that I could do with my time. And there's so many things that other people are doing with their time. There's no wrong answer, other than crime, of course. Don't fill your time with crime. But there's no right answer, right? Everybody gets to choose what they do with their time. Your time is your currency. Your time is yours. And I think that by observing that helps me a lot. Because when I'm feeling stuck, when I'm drifting, I start to panic about how much time I'm losing in that state, how much time I've wasted when I should have been productive, but the fact that I can't bring myself to be productive. And sometimes all you need to do is just step outside of yourself and observe, see what other people are doing. If the inspiration doesn't come, just watch. I think that there's a small comfort in seeing everybody doing different things all at the same time, because it means that what I'm doing isn't wrong. It's just me existing. And I think that that's a really cool acceptance. And that's a really cool realization. And it's a realization that I need regularly because I consistently slip into my old ways. So step 3, just observe, find inspiration in other things, and just give yourself space. Give yourself space to feel this way. There's no rush to get unstuck, right? You're gonna wake up at your own pace. You're gonna get back up at your own pace. Being hard on yourself is not going to be beneficial to you at all. Just going to damage that relationship with yourself. So go easy, get out there, observe, absorb, and seek inspiration. And maybe by doing that, you're inspiring other people too. Step 4, and our final step, is to seek a bit of agency, right? So we're switching up our routine. We're stepping out of ourselves and our comfort zone, and we're just observing. Sometimes I think to myself, when was the last time that I chose to do something for me, right? I think that a lot of us, for far too long, we get away with doing things for other people. We get away with letting other people choose. We get away with even just choosing something for ourselves because it's more convenient, right, to other people or to our schedule. But if you're feeling really stuck, chances are that you're not very connected with yourself and what you want, right? You don't know what you want. You're floating. You're waiting for signs from the universe or a signal that will let you know which way to turn, which way to pivot. So I think that in these moments, it's really, really cool and really beneficial to seek a little bit of agency in your life. And that can be in the most simple ways and again, in the most extreme ways. It just depends on your circumstance, right? If you have a really developed family system, if you have kids or you're a caretaker of some sort, you might not be able to always choose what you want, right? There's other decisions coming into play. But maybe you can leave 5 minutes earlier so you can order the coffee that you actually want that takes a little bit longer to make instead of just rushing and getting the Americano every single time. Maybe you can choose the music that you listen to next time you're in the car with your friends because you just want to listen to that music and they always choose the music. It's little things that make a difference. And it's those little bits of agency that help you build that relationship back up with yourself. Because like I said before, when you're feeling unstuck, you've probably lost touch with yourself, right? And you need to slowly start building up that relationship with yourself again and figuring out who you are right now and what you want. So by taking control and choosing things that you like and choosing things that you wanted, you're going to find yourself again, slowly but surely. And you might find out new things about yourself. And I think that that's really neat. If you are feeling stuck yourself, I want you to know that you are not alone, that this is a feeling that a lot of people go through. I personally feel this way at least every couple of months because we're continuously growing. We're always changing and some things might not work for us anymore. And that's okay, right? We work with it. So accept where you are. Seek help if you need. Talk to your friends about it. Talk to your partner. Talk to your parents. But above all else, just remember that you're doing fine. You're doing fine, and I promise you something amazing is going to come out of this. If you just follow yourself and let it happen. Have some more trust in yourself, work on that relationship with yourself, and I promise you it's all going to be good. And if you need any more advice and any more support, feel free to reach out to me. All of my links are in the description box below, and I would love to chat with you. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to share it with a friend who you think might be feeling the same way. I'm sure that it would mean a lot to them to hear these words as well. Leave a comment if you'd like. Whether you're on YouTube or on Spotify, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you want me to talk about. I want this to be a conversation between me and you, the listener. So let me know. I'm always taking suggestions, and I'd love to get into a topic that you're keen to talk about. Rate the show if you're on Spotify, and like the show if you're on YouTube. Everything counts. Any sense of engagement. We are still a small little podcast. We're still growing. And above everything else, I just appreciate you being here. As always, it's been a pleasure to sit here and chat with you. I hope you have a beautiful week filled with opportunity and maybe a little bit of sunshine, depending on where you are. Until next time, bye.